Hey bakers, I'm Heather Farmer from Boston Girl Bakes, and today I'm showing you how to make brown sugar chocolate chip cookies, which means we're using all brown sugar today, no granulated sugar. Most chocolate chip cookies will use some granulated sugar, but we're gonna go all in on the brown sugar today. So I have here in my bowl the flour. We're just gonna start with mixing together our dry ingredients. I have 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I do recommend for best results to weigh your flour. If you don't have a scale yet, then just simply you wanna spoon the flour into the cup and level it off to get pretty much the most accurate amount. To this, I'm adding in some baking soda, and I'll link below to the full recipe of amounts. I'll include cups and grams for you. So I've got some baking soda there that'll help create some browning and help the cookies spread a little bit. Then I've got some baking powder. That's gonna give a little bit of lift to the cookies. And of course, you can't forget your salt. If you've ever forgotten the salt in your cookies or any recipe, you know it because they taste kind of flat. I'm just using a fine sea salt, but you can really use any salt that you want. And then just give that a quick whisk. And then we'll set that aside and we'll move on to creaming our butter and sugar. So when I was testing this recipe, you would think you could just swap out and just use all the brown sugar called for instead of using the granulated sugar, but I found the texture wasn't quite right. So took a few attempts to get the recipe right, but I really like this one in the end. So I've got my softened, unsalted butter here. You want it at kind of a cool room temperature. You want to be able to see if you can kind of see that it's kind of slightly squishable. All right, still got a little bit of resistance to it, and there's obviously no melted spots. Just add that to the bowl. You can, of course, use salted butter. I prefer unsalted, but if you only have salted butter, then just reduce a little bit of the added salt and you'll be just fine. Now I measured my brown sugar out yesterday for the video. So a little tip for you. In your brown sugar container, keep a marshmallow. It'll help keep the brown sugar nice and soft. I'm a mom now, so I always have marshmallows on hand. It's kind of, I think, it just comes with the territory, that and sprinkles. Now, yes, this is quite a bit of brown sugar. I tested it with less. So if you're gonna tell me in the comments that it's too much sugar, I promise you it's not. It gives the perfect texture. Reducing the sugar just did not work. And we'll go ahead and we're gonna cream this together on medium speed for about 3 minutes. You can use a stand mixer as well with your paddle attachment. It's just gonna take a little bit less time, and it's usually about speed 4 or 6 on my stand mixer, but I love my cordless hand mixer. It's just a dream to use. And what we're trying to do here is obviously combine the sugar and butter in this creaming step. We're aerating the butter. The sugar crystals are gonna kind of punch through the softened butter and create little air pockets, which are gonna help with our cookies rising in the oven, so they're not too dense on us. So we'll go ahead and cream this together for about 3 minutes. This is where you can cue the music. I do find that with a hand mixer, you'll find that it just takes a little bit longer than if I'm using my stand mixer. And make sure no butter goes flying out of the bowl. Good. All right, so now that we've got our butter and sugar creamed together, we can go ahead and add in our room temperature eggs. You do want them at room temperature so they don't seize up all of that butter that you just beautifully creamed together. So I'm gonna add them in one at a time. If you forget to take out your eggs on time, or you're like me and you wanna just start baking right away, just pop them into a bowl of warm water for 10 minutes and they'd be good to go. So we'll add these in. So now brown sugar, which I forgot to mention, usually cookie recipes call for both granulated sugar and brown sugar. Brown sugar is going to, because of the moisture from the molasses added, is going to add they just make them really nice, soft, thick, and chewy. Granulated sugar is gonna help with crispiness and spreading. So because we're only using brown sugar in this recipe, you'll find that they're really soft, really chewy, and just really delicious, let's be honest. And honestly, I created this recipe out of a necessity one day when I did not have any granulated sugar on hand and I really wanted to make chocolate chip cookies. And then I just thought, now I've got to perfect the recipe. And that's how we came about. Add in our second egg. So I'm from upstate New York, and I feel like I've been told that I say the word egg weird. Egg. I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Do I say it weird? And of course, we got to add in some vanilla extract. I'll link to the one that I'm using right now. Use whatever you like. Pure vanilla is, of course, great, but if you can't, like, I'm a kid of the 80s and 90s, so I grew up on imitation vanilla. I love a pure vanilla, but honestly, use what you like, use what you got. I'll leave the measurement below, but honestly, when it comes to vanilla, measure with your heart. All right, a little bit extra vanilla is always a good thing. Of course, now we're on to adding in our dry ingredients. Everybody in the pool. This is the point where you want to make sure to not over mix once the flour's been mixed in. This is where if you keep mixing the cookie dough, you're gonna find then that your cookies are gonna end up on kind of the tougher side, like think hockey pucks. So we'll just mix on low speed here so we don't have like a blizzard in the kitchen. Just make sure to be scraping down the bowl as we go. And this is gonna be a really pretty thick cookie dough. It uses a little bit more flour than maybe some cookie recipes that maybe you're used to, but it's a nice thick cookie. So don't be alarmed, it's a thick cookie dough. It's meant to be. All right, that's pretty good. So there's a little bit of kind of bits of flour that maybe haven't quite been mixed in, so I'm just gonna kind of scrape down the bowl, fold them in. I don't wanna over mix at this point, especially since I'm gonna be mixing in the chocolate chips anyway. So any little like last bit of flour that hasn't been mixed in, don't worry about it, because we'll mix it in now. And now time for the chocolate, of course. I like just a really good chocolate chip, so I'm using Ghirardelli. I'll just kind of link to some more other brands that I like down below, but you can definitely use chopped chocolate. But I'll be honest, as a busy mom, yes, I love chopped chocolate in a cookie, but I don't always have time to chop the chocolate. So just get a really good brand, like Ghirardelli's a great one. We're using the whole bag. And it goes. Don't need to measure that one. And there you go. But yes, if you want to chop chocolate, go for it. Or just, I'm a busy mom. And I'm just mixing this on low speed to incorporate. You couldn't fold it in, but it is a thick cookie dough, so I find just mix it in like this and you'll be good to go. That's good. Get that scraped out. Now, for the best cookies, I do recommend always to chill your cookie dough. Even if it's like 30 minutes, you'll see an improvement in the flavor, in the texture. Ideally, I like to chill for about 2 hours. If I can wait overnight for even like the best. But yeah, even a little bit of chilling your cookie dough, scoop them, chill them, just wrap it in plastic wrap, and then bake them a little bit later. You're gonna find such an improvement. They'll be thicker, they'll be softer, they'll be chewier, they'll be tastier. It's definitely worth the wait. There's that all mixed together, beautiful. I've got my cookie sheet here. I'm baking on a piece of parchment. I do like baking on parchment paper versus a silicone baking mat. I find that they spread a bit more on a silicone baking mat because it's kind of a slipperier. It's slippery. Yeah, that's the word. Yep. We're using a cookie scoop. I definitely recommend cookie scoop. Yes, I grew up using 2 spoons, but for the best, for cookies that are all going to be the same size, you can't beat a cookie scoop. So this is a medium size. It's like a number 40. I'll link to it below. And again, you can scoop these and chill, put them in the fridge, bake them in a few hours. I'll bake some right now though. They're still gonna be delicious. Yeah, I'll do it here. I'll do 6. You wanna just give them a little bit of room, obviously, to spread. We're baking these in a 350-degree oven, preheated in the middle rack for about 10 to 12 minutes. You want the edges to be golden brown, but the top should be kind of puffy, not raw or wet looking, but they're gonna continue to set up and cool and they'll bake a little bit more as you take them out. So you want to take them out when it looks like maybe they're a little underdone. We'll go get these in the oven. Done. All right, here's my trick. When they come out of the oven, you take just like a large coffee mug. I have here just a large cookie cutter. Just rotate it around, make them nice and perfectly round. Also makes them a little bit thicker. And one last thing. Actually, two last things, I lied. I like to top with just a few extra chocolate chips to make them look pretty. And I'll link to this below as well, but this is just some finishing salt, little coarse sea salt. It just takes the cookies to the next level. Is it optional? Yes. Do I recommend it? Absolutely. And there you go. 100% brown sugar chocolate chip cookies. I hope you tried this recipe. Let me know in the comments if you do. I can't wait to bake with you again. Thanks so much. Happy baking.